All right, we're on. Welcome to 1 Minute Sports Blog. I can't even keep a straight face because we almost didn't get this. 1 Minute Sports Blog's first um, live stream. I'm starting terrible. We're gonna do, I guess, a football thing. But before we start, what?
You didn't say who you were. You didn't say what we're doing here,
All right,
and
all right.
you didn't
I'll
say who
introduce
I
it. I'm sorry.
was.
I'm a little rattled because I just spent 45 minutes trying to get this thing started. All right.
I took
I
like
am
4 minutes of
I
my
am
help.
I am the infamous O-Dog, the grammatically incorrect idiot, and this is my boy Baka Boom. Or is it? Are you Baka now?
I'm Baka. This is
All
Baka.
right. Well, you're Baka, and we're gonna do because if this works out well, we could do it in other seasons. But we're gonna be focusing on football, Jets and Giants, because we are a New York sports blog, and so. Um, I just cannot believe how stupid I am. Like, can you explain, Chris? Can you try and explain like what just went on the last
It
30
took
minutes?
O-Dog about like 39 minutes of him floundering on his own, and then he started screen sharing with me, and I basically walked him through the entire process, even though I had no idea what was going on. It's not like I've ever done this before, and before you knew it, we were on the air doing this with you guys.
Yeah, I just started like clicking. I was typing in any keywords to Google, like Google Hangout, help, YouTube, help. I broadcasted like five different like channels on my own, and I just looked like an idiot. And we finally got here, which is shocking. I am it's beyond disbelief that we actually got here.
It's pretty incredible.
We're kind of awesome. Um,
No, we're not.
if you ever read the blog, you probably already know our names, but or who we are. But if you never knew who we are and you're severely disappointed by the way we look, I'm sorry. Chris doesn't usually have this woolly mammoth beard. Um,
Can you even see it that much?
Oh yeah, it's so visible. I have like a little thing going on. That's because I trimmed it because I had an interview the other day. But
What'd you interview for?
a job.
Okay. All right, let's get into talk here. Let's
All
get
right,
into it.
yeah. What do you want to do? Do you want to talk about the blog I wrote yesterday?
Yes, I do,
Okay. So if you didn't read the blog, I
but you
basically
probably didn't.
I didn't read it, or most people who will
Most
watch
people.
this.
I read
Okay,
the blog. Don't worry.
because we've had about I think like 13 views on it, so that's probably more than we're gonna get on the video. But basically, I'm saying that if I wanted a quarterback for this year, not based on any past circumstances or any sort of, you know, past credibility, I am not in a heartbeat. I'm not doing it in a heartbeat, but I'm taking Geno Smith over Eli Manning 8 times out of 10. And you freaked out.
I'm taking a lot Eli Manning
Thank
10
you.
times out of 10 because he's a
10
better
times out.
quarterback than Geno Smith.
He's just not, though. Like, Eli Manning of 3 years ago, he's one
Oh,
he's a
Eli Manning
top.
of 3 years ago. Let's go to the stats from last season when they were both in the NFL together. 2013, Eli's pass rating 69.4, Geno 66.5, completion percentage. Eli 57.5, Geno 55.8
They're crazy
yards.
similar. They're crazy similar, and Eli Manning is getting older, and Geno Smith is getting better.
800 more yards.
That's because our top receiver was Jeremy goddamn Curley, and we had Stephen Hill
Six more
winding up on the
touchdowns.
outside. What?
6 more touchdowns last season.
And he also turned the ball over 33 times.
How many
Was
times?
that is it 33 on the dot?
Let me check.
I think I'm close to that.
27 picks.
27 picks, and I think he fumbled like 5 times.
All right, Geno had 21.
All right, but that's not 27.
I'm just saying.
He was a rookie in an offense that was one of the worst put together offenses of all time. It was the Wisconsin Badgers with Joel Stavi as their quarterback probably could have outscored the Jets last year.
Maybe. We're not going to go into that, though, because I have to tell you why Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Geno Smith.
All right. Geno, last year, wasn't that good.
You're already ready to make assumptions off this year through 2 games?
Yes. But it's not because... it's because of the way he's looked. Because of the way that he drops back in the pocket, and it looks like things are slower for him. While as Eli Manning, every time he drops back, I think he's going to throw an interception and get sacked. Or it just looks like he's a disaster waiting to happen. Well, Geno Smith, it's a possibility, but I think there's much more potential for him to score a touchdown on a drive than to throw an interception.
I remember one time when Eli Manning looked like a disaster waiting to happen. Could have been a sack on 3rd down that would have put the Giants in a pretty precipitous
talk about the Super Bowl, and I will rip your
situation.
Goddamn...
No, he got out of a sack, and he threw a magnificent ball to David Tyree, and the Giants won the Super Bowl. So, you can't make presumptions off how people look, per se. First of all, Eli's receivers aren't catching anything right now. Victor Cruz, his number 1 wide receiver, a lot of big drops down the stretch.
Yeah, Victor Cruz looks terrible.
If Cruz makes 2 or 3 more plays on Sunday, we win the ball game. And everybody's like, "Oh, Eli's back. Don't worry about it." But Eli just catches all the blame for having a shitty offensive line, for having receivers whose heads are not in the game and refuse to catch the ball. Like, Eli isn't going to give you a perfect pass. And not a lot of quarterbacks do. But, I mean, if they're hitting you in the hands, like, he's doing all he can.
You're right. And there were a few.
At this point in his career, with his confidence level and his play over the past couple of years, if he's putting the ball in an area where you can catch it, the receivers should absolutely be catching the ball. And you know what? I think this year, a lot of the blame is being unfairly put on him. I think, and it's just been like over the past couple of years, starting like 2 years ago, the Giants receivers have not been catching anything. So many tipped interceptions. So many poorly run routes where they get cut off on a slant and Eli just throws it to where they're supposed to be and it gets picked off.
See, that's fair. That's totally fair. But I wrote it in the blog. At some point when you have I think it was 55 turnovers over the last 2 years and 2 games through this year, they're eventually just little mistakes that aren't his fault become his fault. He's supposed to be able to command this offense, and it's not. He hasn't thrown 55 interceptions, or not 55 interceptions, 40-something interceptions that have just been tipped and gone into the cornerback's hands. He might have thrown 15, but then there's still all of those others, and it's not even just the turnovers. It's that there are stalled drives. It's that they're not putting up points. They're just not.
You sound like a real Giants expert here, Owen.
I watch the Giants games. I'm not
really.
I'll be fair. This Sunday.
I caught you. You're a liar. You're straight up. You are just bullshitting your way through this argument.
True.
Sunday, but let me throw some hard stats at you. Let me throw some hard facts at you. Geno Smith this season. You're saying, all right, now let's bring the argument to this season. Okay. You can argue that Geno's having a better season so far because his team is 1-1 and Eli's 0-2, whatever. But I'm going to tell you that's bullshit right now for these reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Geno only put up 2 touchdowns against the Oakland Raiders, who are a complete debacle this year. And guess what? He went into Green Bay went up 21-3. Good for him. But by what? Like early second quarter? What do you do for the last 3 quarters of the game? Put up another touchdown. That's it. Nothing.
They got a field goal too. No, they just got a field goal. They didn't get the touchdown. They had 3
They didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, they just got a field goal.
Lost for 20 minutes of the game. Show me a game where he puts a complete game together, and then maybe I'll think about this argument.
When was the last time Eli put a whole game together?
You're asking me to go back to last year now.
Last year, dude, they started out 0-6 and things didn't get much better. They got on a winning streak, but the season was over.
They didn't get much better. They went from 0-6 to 7-3 down the stretch.
The season was over. It's like if you're 20 games out in baseball.
Take it back, though. Take it back. It got a lot better from 0-6.
Oh, it has to. If you win 2 games, it gets better from 0-6.
Okay, so it got a lot better. Acknowledge that at least.
I will, but I'm not saying. I'm saying the season
7-3 down the stretch is nothing to be ashamed of. I just hope that the start doesn't get to the level of awful play it did last year.
I don't think there's any way they start out 0-6. I think worst case scenario the Giants start out 2-4. That's worst case scenario. Like
they might lose Sunday. The Texans are good. Again. Depends on if the offensive line shows up. If they want to block somebody and give Eli a little bit of time. If Eli can set his feet, he can fucking pick apart a defense, no problem.
That's the same thing with Geno Smith. The same exact thing. I'm going to get this light
out. He hasn't proved it to me yet.
How many Jets? Do you watch the Jets games?
I live in Wisconsin.
So you don't.
But I did watch the Packer game last week.
How was that? Were you rooting for the Jets?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I thought how awful it is when I hate Packers fans. I don't even know that many Packers fans. There's like probably 5 at Marist, and they suck.
Yeah, they're pretty shitty. I only live with like 9 of them though, so it's okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's something about, I think Geno Smith this year, I'm talking about an ideal team. Like a team with, like, not playing for the Jets or the Giants, because there's things that the Giants have better that the Jets don't have. There's things the Jets have a better running game, Jets have better protection, Giants have better weapons. Is that fair? So if you combine
weapons on the Giants, dude, no. Who's a weapon on this offense?
Who's a weapon on the Jets? Eric Decker sucks. He caught a touchdown pass that was in his mitt, but like Eric Decker is overrated as shit. Curly's good. Curly is super underrated. I don't see why people.
I'm saying he's a playmaker.
He's not a playmaker. He's like a very poor man's Wes Welker. Like a guy who just goes over the middle.
But the Giants don't have anybody.
What?
Giants don't have anybody. The only person to make a play this year is Ruben Randall in the end zone the other day. That's it.
Victor Cruz.
You know what? Their tight end's playing well. Larry Donnell.
Larry Donnell.
He's doing good. Eli is so much better when he has a tight end to throw to over the middle. Because when he panics, when he's blitzed every other play because their offensive line is Swiss cheese, he goes right up the middle to them. And it works out usually. Hopefully. For my heart.
Like, it sucks that I'm saying that I really want Geno Smith to be better, because that kind of sounds like he's not. But I feel like they're just so
yes, you should want him to be better.
But
dude, you talked yourself out of this argument. I didn't even need to say anything.
It sounded a lot better in my head when I was writing it alone in my room yesterday.
Yeah, but then you brought the bad boy of debating in.
Will you agree they are way closer than in production than people would think? Like, if you said last year that it would be basically maybe not a coin flip between Eli Manning or Geno Smith, you would at the beginning of last year you would have laughed at me. But this was a year early to start this argument. I'm 1 year early. I need week 2 next year, 52 weeks from today.
Yeah,
what?
We'll do that. We'll do that. That sounds good.
Yeah, 52 weeks from today, I'll be right. Eli Manning will go throw 28 interceptions this year. Giants will go 6-10. Jets will probably go 6-10 too. But
no, Giants are going 10-6, winning the East.
There is zero chance the Giants go 10-6.
It's happening. It's happening in front of your eyes.
Yeah, they're 0-2. They need to go 10.
Those are 2 games I was counting losses for.
You wrote down losses to. Well, I could see writing down a loss to the Cardinals.
And Detroit? In Detroit? Yes. Yes.
Detroit is crazy overrated.
At
the beginning of the year they weren't. I could see where you're coming from, but right now
I just think that
it doesn't look like that's a good Detroit team that beat the Giants.
They just don't the Giants just don't have a shutdown corner that can take care of Megatron. I knew he was going to give them big problems.
Honestly, I can't wait.
I don't think it would be a blowout like it was.
That was tough to watch.
Well, down the stretch, yeah. They got it close a couple times.
I honestly I don't even know if I'm going to be able to watch the Jets-Lions game. I mean, who's going to cover Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, you're fucked.
We're so fucked. We're going to have... I don't even know. We're going to have to get, We have nobody. We put, 4 guys on Jordy Nelson, and he racked up 209 yards. I'll talk about that game. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, dude.
Giants-Texans this weekend. What's my prediction?
What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the Giants? We kind of talked about the Giants last week. Do you want to talk about the Giants game this week?
I'm saying I say we do predictions and wrap this up.
We didn't really talk about the Jets at all. Thanks.
Dude, we
Thanks,
talked
bro.
about the Jets.
I didn't talk about the Jets this week at all.
All right, talk about the Jets this week. We all know the storyline.
That they're gonna lose.
Who are they playing?
We've got the Bears on Monday night. We're just gonna get butt raped on national television.
Oh man, that sucks. The Bears are gonna be good this year.
We couldn't cover one above average wide receiver. We're gonna have to cover Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, and Santonio goddamn Holmes is gonna light us up. Santonio Holmes is gonna go for 100 yards.
I didn't even know he was on the Bears, but Martellus Bennett is
oh my God.
At the tight end.
Matt Forte.
So screwed.
We're so screwed.
We're that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a real fun one.
I don't even know if I can watch. Thank God it's on Monday night though, because I'm doing this climate walk thing in the city, or the climate or whatever. I don't know what. Kristen wants to do it, and so I gotta do it. But
I just want to let you know you put that on the live broadcast.
She's not gonna watch. She might.
I don't care. Whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I want to do it, but yeah, I'm just saying I would have missed football on Sunday night, so I get to see him walk Monday night. What?
You want to go on a climate walk?
Yes. No, but so.
Dude, I feel so bad. I just tore you to shreds in all facets of life on this thing.
It's because I was not prepared at all. I was gonna spend 5 minutes getting this Google Hangout set up, and then I was gonna spend 20 or 30 minutes getting actually prepped, because I knew that it was gonna be an uphill battle with this Eli Geno thing, and I knew that.
Then why'd you start it?
What?
Then why'd you start it? You just came in guns hot.
I thought I'd catch you off guard.
Dude, you know you can't do that to me.
I thought maybe you wouldn't have a chance if you didn't get a chance to warm up, Like, I was already thinking about this. The wheels were already spinning.
Well, you tipped me off about it, so
Yeah, well,
that's your fault.
I tipped you off about it because I wrote a blog about it yesterday.
Shouldn't have tipped me off about it.
It's, yeah, so we're gonna lose probably like. It's not gonna be as bad as the Bengals game last year when we lost like 9-10 or something, 49-9. But it's gonna be close. I think we're gonna lose like 31-14. Is that fair?
Ooh,
31-14.
I had you at 31-17.
All right, thanks for the extra field goal. Nick Folk has to get his due.
I got. All right, I'm gonna make 2 Giants predictions depending on whether or not the offensive line wants to show up. First one is 24-14 Giants,
Okay.
and the second one is like 21 to either 10 or 14. 21-10 Texans. Yeah.
If the line doesn't throw up, what about if Victor Cruz decides to like put on gloves? I just tried to trade for Victor Cruz in fantasy. Marasco. We should get Marasco on here because he's written like 2 blogs for us.
Yeah.
so I can get double teamed by Giants fans. From all angles, Giants fans.
Dude, you're embarrassing.
I know.
All right.
Let's see. Any other NFL notes you want to throw in? Do you want to even talk about
No.
this whole week? Like, it's just crazy.
I'm not qualified to get into it. We're going to offend people. We're going to sound stupid. No.
I don't know what's going on.
No.
But, all right. So we're not even going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. That's about it. Our boy DeGrom is going to...
Our boy DeGrom, National League Rookie of the Year, baby.
Dude, I want to get one of those wigs that Mr. Met had the other night. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I did.
I got to get one of those. Oh, yeah. Or I want to go Barstool on it. I want to start selling a shirt that says DeFlo.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's about it. I think we could wrap this up.
Let's wrap her up.
Okay, so that wasn't terrible, right? It wasn't an awful first show. It was pretty bad. At least we got it started.
Thanks for reading, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Go follow us on Twitter at 1 Minute Sports Blog. 1 Min Sports Blog.
You have to invite me to that so that I can actually tweet from there.
Oh, you can just get in with the password.
What's the password? Text me because.
What's the password? You just made me put the password on YouTube. Oh my god.
All right. That's
Probably
1 Minute Sports Blog coming at you. That's Baca. I'm O-Dog. Peace.